The message left her phone like a spark in dry air, and the second it sent, her whole world tilted. By the time the sunrise reached the city, the most feared man in Seoul was standing at her door with a calm smile that did not belong in a quiet hallway. Nia Carter sat on her couch with her knees pulled up, the tiny apartment around her lit by the blue glow of her screen. Outside, rain tapped the window, soft and steady. Inside, she was half laughing, half nervous, typing back and forth with a man she had been seeing for a few weeks. He was kind in a rough way, the type who made her feel noticed in a city that often looked right through her. Her fingers flew. Her heart felt light. She sent one last bold line, the sort of playful, grown-up teasing that only made sense between two people who trusted each other. She hit send before she could overthink it. Then she saw the name at the top of the chat. Not Marcus.Kong-Junho. Her breath snapped short. The room seemed to shrink around her. The rain outside felt louder now, even though nothing had changed. Naya's thumb hovered above the screen like it belonged to someone else. One wrong tap. One careless moment. One message sent to the wrong contact. Kong-Junho was not a friendly date. He was the man people spoke about in low voices. The Korean boss who ran half the city's shadow business with a face so calm it could freeze blood. She had met him once, at the hotel where she worked. She was a night manager there, good at smoothing chaos, better at staying polite to people who scared her. He had come in late, surrounded by suits and silence. He did not flirt. He did not raise his voice. He simply looked at her like he could read the full story of her life in one glance. He had tipped well. He had said thank you. That was it. Yet here he was in her phone because a coworker had once asked her to help coordinate a private event for his group. She had saved the number to keep things professional. She never expected to use it again. Now her playful message stared back at her on the screen, bright and reckless, sitting in a chat that should have stayed empty forever. She tried to recall it. Too late. She typed an apology, deleted it, typed again, deleted again. Her hands shook. Her mind raced through every story she had ever heard about him, each one darker than the last. She did not know what was true, but fear does not wait for proof. Fear builds its own truth fast. She finally sent a simple line. I am so sorry. That message was not for you. Please ignore it. A read receipt appeared. No response. The quiet after that was worse than any threat. Nia paced the small space, listening to the rain, to her own breath, to the hum of a fridge that suddenly sounded like a warning. She checked the lock twice, then 3 times. She told herself she was being dramatic. She told herself he was a powerful man with bigger things to do than punish a mistake. But her body did not believe her words. Nia's life had taught her to measure danger in small signs. The way a stranger stayed too close behind her on a sidewalk. The way managers spoke to her, like her calm smile was part of her job, not her personality. The way some people treated a black woman's confidence like it was disrespect. She had survived a lot already. She grew up in a neighborhood where sirens were normal bedtime noise. She watched her mother work 2 jobs and still come home tired but warm, still ready to hold her kids, like that was the only thing that mattered. She had learned to laugh under pressure, to read a room fast, to keep her pride whole even when people tried to chip at it. She moved to Korea for work because she wanted a fresh page. She thought distance could make new life easier. Sometimes it did. Sometimes loneliness pressed on her like a second skin. So when Marcus came along, charming and steady, she let herself breathe. She let herself be playful. She let herself send a message she never would have sent in the old days, when trust felt expensive, and now that trust had landed in the wrong hands. Hours crawled by. The rain slowed. The city went quiet. Nia dozed on the couch in short, shallow bursts and woke each time. Her phone buzzed with nothing at all. Morning arrived, grey and thin. Her phone finally lit up. A single text from Kang. Understood. We should talk. Her stomach dropped so hard she felt it in her knees. Talk meant what? Exactly? A warning, a threat, a joke at her expense. She stared at the words until they blurred. Then there was a knock. At first, she thought she imagined it. But the second knock came, firm, controlled, like someone who did not need to knock at all. Nia stood very still. Her apartment was on the 3rd floor. The hallway outside had a camera. She opened the curtain just enough to peek through the peephole. Kong-Junho stood there alone. No suits, no guards, no rush. He wore a dark coat, neat and simple, his hair brushed back, face unreadable. The hallway light made his shadow long, like a line drawn between her safe world and his dangerous one. Naya's fingers found the chain lock before her mind even caught up. She opened the door a crack. He looked at her with the same calm she remembered from the hotel. But there was something else now. Not cruelty, not anger, curiosity. "I'm sorry," Nia blurted out. "I didn't mean to, I swear." Kong lifted a hand slightly, not to stop her, but to slow the air. "You don't need to be afraid," he said. His voice was quiet. Clearer voice used to rooms going silent when he spoke. Nia did not know what to do with that kindness. He continued, "I could have ignored it, but I don't like loose ends." The words were simple, yet they carried weight. She felt moral tension tighten in her chest. She had made a mistake, but did she deserve fear for it? "Did this man?" He glanced down the hallway, then back to her. "May I come in? Just for a minute?" Every instinct told her to say no. Every story her mind screamed at her, warned her not to let power cross her threshold, but something deeper, steadier, told her to trust her own read of the moment. He was alone. He had knocked. He had waited. She stepped back and let him in. Kong took off his shoes at the door without being asked, a small respect that startled her. He looked around the apartment like a man seeing a real life, not a place to control. There was a stack of hotel schedules on the table, a worn blanket folded at the end of the couch, a tiny plant leaning toward the window. He sat only when she gestured. "I want to be clear," he said. "I'm not here to punish you." Naya's breath loosened a fraction. He kept his eyes on her, steady but not sharp. "Your message was bold, but mistakes happen. What matters is what you do after." She felt heat creep up her neck, embarrassment fighting relief. "I apologized." "You did," he said. "Most people wouldn't. They would pretend it never happened. You faced it a beat past." Then he added softer, "And I realized something. You were the only person in that hotel who ever looked at me like I was just a man, not a rumor." Naya blinked. She had never meant to do anything special. She had only done her job with dignity. Kang leaned forward slightly. "There are people around me who want war all the time. I'm tired of that. I wanted to see if the person behind that message was real." There it was, the twist she did not expect. Not a threat, a test of humanity. Naya folded her arms, grounding herself. "I am real," she said. "And I also have a life that doesn't belong to your world." He nodded, as if he respected the boundary the moment she drew it. "I'm not asking you into my world," he said. "I'm asking for a chance to know yours properly." Silence filled the room. But this silence wasn't fear now. It was choice. It was power returning to her hands. Nia studied him. She thought about how often people assumed the worst of her before knowing her, how often she had wanted to be seen first, not judged first. She spoke slowly, letting each word land. "You knocked. You came alone. You spoke like a human being. So I'll answer like one. I made a mistake. I don't want trouble. But I'm not going to live scared either." Kang met her gaze. "That's why I came," he said. "Because you don't live scared." A shareable truth sat in the air between them. Real respect begins when fear ends. Nia did not smile yet, but something in her heart eased. "If you want to talk properly," she said, "we do it in public. Coffee daytime." Simple. Kong stood, agreed. At the door he paused, turned back, and said a line that surprised even him. "I'm glad it was me you messaged by mistake. I think you were meant to remind me what normal feels like." He left as quietly as he arrived. When the door shut, Nia leaned against it for a long moment, listening to her own breath. The fear was gone. In its place was something stranger and stronger. Control. She had faced the scariest what-if and turned it into a boundary, a choice, a start on her terms. She understood now that strength didn't always announce itself. Sometimes it came in a calm voice at your door, and sometimes it was the courage to say yes, only when yes was safe. If this story stuck with you, comment where you're watching from and what you would do if a message went to the wrong person. Share your thoughts below, and subscribe for more suspenseful stories with heart, honor, and surprising turns.